Welcome to StoryHaven. Before we begin, allow me to pose a question, with utmost honesty and a touch of quiet introspection. Have you ever felt a compelling impulse to broadcast to the world a grand vision you've just unearthed? And after vocalizing it, did a peculiar phenomenon unfold before your very eyes? Somehow, the initial fervor inexplicably diminished, the vital energy dissipated, and the cherished dream subtly receded into the background, ultimately slipping through your grasp. If this scenario resonates deeply with your own experience, then I urge you to remain with us until the very end of this narrative, for it holds a profound lesson capable of reshaping the very foundation upon which you construct your future. Nestled within a peaceful and secluded valley, the village of Brookvale was a place of serene beauty. Here, narrow dirt paths meandered gracefully between humble, rustic homes and expansive, open fields that undulated softly beneath the boundless sky. It was in this tranquil setting that a young man named Lucas made his home. Lucas himself was a vibrant soul, brimming with innovative ideas and boundless ambitions. His intellect was a constantly buzzing hive of possibilities, and his heart yearned with an undeniable urgency to forge something truly significant and lasting. Despite this drive, his fervent passions were often fleeting. Indeed, with the passing of mere weeks, a fresh and entirely new dream would invariably captivate his imagination. One particular day, Lucas became absolutely convinced that his destiny lay in opening a charming small trading shop. He vividly envisioned shelves laden with an assortment of intriguing goods, and the villagers themselves congregating around, their faces alight with admiration. Yet, barely a week later, that vivid aspiration utterly evaporated, swiftly supplanted by an intense, burning desire to master the intricate craft of woodworking. Soon after, his ambition shifted again, as he resolutely declared his intention to construct an entire house using only his own hands and ingenuity. While Lucas possessed a profound belief in the validity and potential of each successive dream, he harbored a peculiar habit, one that consistently manifested itself long before any genuine action could ever be taken. Without so much as lifting a tool, without even sketching out a preliminary plan, Lucas would invariably rush to inform absolutely everyone he encountered. He would stride with an air of assured confidence through the bustling village square, his voice ringing out loudly and proudly for all to hear. "Soon," he would declare, "I shall open the most exquisite and renowned shop this humble village has ever had the privilege to witness." The villagers, in turn, would respond with warm smiles, hearty slaps on the back, and effusive praise for his apparent ambition. These validating words invariably swelled his chest with a potent sense of pride. That very night, Lucas would drift into a tranquil sleep, basking in a profound feeling of importance, almost as if the grand dream had already manifested itself into a tangible reality. However, with the dawn of a new morning, a peculiar and unsettling transformation would inevitably occur. The vibrant energy that had fueled his declarations was now utterly absent. His limbs felt inexplicably heavy, and his robust motivation had mysteriously evaporated. Days then bled into weeks, yet absolutely nothing transpired. The heralded shop, alas, never materialized. Not long thereafter, Lucas, undeterred, unveiled yet another grand dream. He convened the villagers near the communal well, announcing with firm conviction, "I shall dedicate myself to becoming a true master woodworker. My hands will fashion exquisite creations that will command the admiration of all." Once more, the villagers offered their approving applause. Once more, Lucas swelled with a sense of accomplishment. And once more, within a mere handful of days, his fleeting interest waned. The very wood he had intended to sculpt remained, disappointingly, just as it was, untouched. This disheartening pattern repeated itself ceaselessly for many years. Grand dreams were always proclaimed with great fanfare. Enthusiastic applause was readily absorbed. Yet, the actual work required was never, ever commenced. Gradually, a profound and heavy sense of shame began to settle deep within Lucas's heart. He wrestled with a profound inability to comprehend the persistent pattern of his own failures. In the quiet solitude of the night, He often felt utterly ensnared and paralyzed by his own self-defeating habits. One somber evening, Lucas found himself seated in quiet contemplation beside an ancient stone well situated on the village's periphery. The air itself seemed to hang still and heavy, mirroring the profound weight of his own internal thoughts. An elderly man named Rowan, revered throughout the community for his deep wisdom and his characteristic economy of words, slowly approached him. Rowan commanded the universal respect of everyone, yet it was well known that he seldom offered counsel unless explicitly sought out. He settled down gently beside Lucas, his voice a soft, comforting murmur. "My son," he inquired tenderly, "what troubles and weighs so heavily upon your heart this evening?" Lucas released a profound, weary sigh. "I am blessed with a multitude of dreams," he confessed, his voice tinged with despair. "But I invariably fail to bring any of them to fruition. I simply cannot fathom what is inherently wrong with me." Rowan merely nodded slowly, a thoughtful expression on his aged face. "Tell me then," he prompted gently, "what is the absolute very first action you take whenever a novel idea sparks within your mind?" Lucas responded instantly, almost without conscious thought. "I tell absolutely everyone," he stated, his voice reflecting a familiar pattern. "I desire for them to be fully aware of my grand plans. I want them to feel immense pride in my aspirations." Rowan offered a faint, gentle smile. "Then come visit me tomorrow morning," he suggested quietly. "I have something specific I wish to reveal to you." The following day, as instructed, Lucas sought out Rowan in his modest, tranquil garden. Rowan presented 2 tiny seeds nestled in the palm of his hand. He then offered one to Lucas, instructing him, "Plant this particular seed deep within the fertile soil." Lucas, with attentive care, positioned the delicate seed into the earth, then gently covered it with soil. Rowan then dramatically lifted the second seed high into the air, calling out to a handful of villagers who were passing nearby. "Behold this remarkable seed," he declared with a flourish. "Before long, it is destined to grow into a magnificent, towering tree. Just imagine the sheer beauty it will possess." The villagers, captivated by his pronouncement, responded with delighted smiles and appreciative applause. Following this, Rowan deliberately placed the second seed upon a stark, bare rock, leaving it entirely exposed to the harsh, direct rays of the sun. Days gradually unfolded. Rowan, without drawing any attention, silently and diligently watered the seed that Lucas had carefully buried in the soil. He uttered not a single word concerning its progress. After a time, a fragile, small green sprout slowly began to emerge from the earth. With each passing week, it visibly gained strength and vitality. In stark contrast, the seed that had been left exposed on the bare rock remained utterly unchanged. The relentless sun parched it, birds greedily pecked at it, and eventually, it simply withered away and vanished without a trace. Rowan then stood beside Lucas, his voice gentle and imbued with profound meaning. "Consider this, my son," Rowan began. "A nascent seed requires an environment of quiet solitude to truly flourish. It must remain concealed within the nurturing darkness, safeguarded by the earth's embrace. When it is brought into the open too prematurely, exposed to the elements, it inevitably withers and dries out, thereby failing to ever realize its inherent potential." Lucas gazed intently at the small, burgeoning plant, a slow, profound understanding gradually taking root within his heart. In the same vein, Rowan elaborated, "When you articulate your dreams far too prematurely, you effectively garner acclaim and approval before you have even expended any genuine effort. Your very mind is tricked into feeling a sense of accomplishment and reward, all without the prerequisite of actual labor. The precious energy that should be channeled directly into tangible action is, instead, lavishly dissipated through mere words." Lucas absorbed the profound truth of Rowan's words, feeling them resonate deeply within his being. For the very first time in his life, the persistent pattern of his past failures suddenly made complete and undeniable sense. That very night, Lucas made a quiet yet firm decision. He committed himself to a single, straightforward goal, the construction of a simple wooden chair. Crucially, he spoke of this intention to absolutely no one. Each successive evening, he diligently toiled in solitude. Some days were infused with the thrill of progress, while others presented formidable challenges. Yet nobody subjected him to questions. Nobody offered him premature praise. And precisely because of this unpressured environment, he was able to persevere. Weeks steadily progressed. The wooden chair, piece by painstaking piece, gradually began to take its final form. When the chair was finally completed, Lucas settled onto it. And in that moment, he experienced a profound sense of pride unlike any he had ever known. It was a pride that was tranquil, deeply rooted, enduringly solid, and undeniably real. When his neighbors eventually observed the newly finished chair, they were visibly surprised. "When did you manage to create this beautiful piece?" they inquired with genuine astonishment. Lucas offered a gentle, knowing smile in response. "I've just been quietly working," he simply replied. From that pivotal day forward, Lucas consciously spoke less of his intentions and dedicated himself to building far more. In time, his tangible accomplishments became his most eloquent spokesman. His entire life transformed, not because he suddenly began to harbor grander dreams, but because he finally understood the invaluable wisdom of safeguarding them. And now, I turn the question to you, dear listener. How many of your own cherished dreams have you perhaps divulged too prematurely? How many instances can you recall where the intoxicating allure of immediate praise inadvertently supplanted the steady, crucial march of genuine progress? Remember, sometimes silence is not merely an absence of sound or an indication of fear. Rather, it is a profound embodiment of wisdom. Resolve to protect your precious dreams with unwavering vigilance. Allow your completed work, when it has fully matured, to speak for itself with compelling authority. We sincerely thank you for investing your valuable time with StoryHaven. If this narrative resonated deeply within your spirit, we kindly ask you to express your appreciation by liking this video. Consider sharing it with someone whom you believe could benefit from this powerful reminder, and subscribe to StoryHaven to ensure you receive more insightful stories designed to profoundly shape the way we navigate our lives and foster our personal growth. Until next time, we bid you farewell, and may all your aspirations take root and flourish robustly in the tranquil, quiet sanctuaries of your own making.